What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about HBAR today, Hedera. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, you guys. It is the 15th of July. Here we are with about 5 days, 6 hours left in the week. 23.3 cents is the price. On the daily time frame, we got about 6 hours, 15 minutes left in the day here. Looking like we have found a momentary high. And like, I just made a video on stellar lumens. Like stellar lumens, you've seen a spectacular move up. You are very overbought in your RSI. You went all the way up to the 90, essentially right below the 90 there, and are now pulling back a little bit. I don't think that you have to get out of the overbought zone, but if today closes red, likely you will see more consolidation or further consolidation. In fact, actually yesterday closing red does detail, in my opinion, that we would see further consolidation. Now, does that mean that you have to go lower? No, that doesn't mean that you have to go lower. It just means that we're going to consolidate. Not a financial advisor, not a financial advisor, but typically, and just because this is typical doesn't mean that it has to happen, but typically, you don't really break back below a point like this after you break above it, typically, okay? Doesn't mean that you can't do it. If you do go below there, it's not ideal, but it's not a deal breaker. I think that HBAR is going to be fine and continue to rally regardless, so who cares? But you probably do consolidate between here and there over the coming days until this RSI cools off. You can build lower lows in the RSI while having higher lows in the price. That can and likely will happen. And when we see something like that, that might be the time to start getting excited on HBAR again for a kind of bullish uptake, right? Overall, we do have a nice W pattern here, right? Nice little double bottom curve W, and typically these W's, they don't stop until you see prices that are above where the W formed. Right now, is that here? Is that here? I guess that's debatable. I would think that we continue growing though, but just for the time being, a little bit of consolidation, right? Cool off the indicator, let it cool off. It's hot right now. Cool off the indicator, they continue to rally, probably going into next week. If not, I mean, maybe the end of this week if we can drop the day down a little bit lower. I mean, the further down that we close, I bet if we close down here, this RSI would actually be like right at the overbought zone, and that'd be a good area to bounce from. Again, you don't have to go out of the overbought zone. I just, I mean, over here, that's what you did. Overbought up to the 80 and then down all the way up here to 94, and then you didn't bounce until you were down, right? And then same thing, right? Just you got to get out of the overbought zone before you continue to run. Not always, but that's a good rule of thumb, right? Here you did the same thing. Here you did the same thing. Here you bounced off the overbought zone. Here, I mean, you came up, you went down, and then you actually continued to rally. So here you did not get out of the overbought zone. You just saw an incredibly immaculate move back there, right? It doesn't need to happen, but it's a pretty consistent thing that you would normally expect to see. Right here, deep in the overbought zone at the 90, all the way down. Deep in the overbought zone at the 87, all the way down. Deep in the overbought zone at the 80, all the way down. All the way up, all the way. You see what I'm saying, right? That's just the name of the game normally, whenever it comes up. Looking at this here, maybe we should take this. I don't think that you're at an area that would make sense. Let's see. Yeah, you're not. High to low, just there. I would think that you can wick to the 886, and it's okay to go below this price. It's okay to go below it. I just don't think you close below that price, that closing high there, right? What is that price? That should be, what is that? It's about 22 cents, 21.9 cents. You probably don't see a day close below there, but I wouldn't be surprised if your low was below there. Like you wick down there, and then you continue to rally sometime over the coming days, right? That's that's the expectation at the moment. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame, see if these shorter term things agree with what we're looking at here. 23.4 cents, 11 hours or 11 minutes left in this 1 hour time frame here. Sorry. Lower lows in the RSI, slightly lower lows. You actually look like you want to move up from here. To be completely fair, you do look like you want to move up. I would actually expect that you do move up. Now, do you move up above this high? Maybe. Do you double top or something like that? Maybe. Something like this could happen, and then you continue to correct. I could see that happening. If you were to move up from here, this is on the 2 hour. If you were to move up from there, though, I mean, you could continue to close green, and that's okay. I mean, maybe you have a little pivot here. Maybe you do continue to grow before you see this correction, but the point still remains of what I said. Even if this isn't the closing high, maybe it's a slightly higher high, you're probably near, if not at, an area of resistance. And again, taking this into consideration, the high to low here, it's not too common to stop right here just below the 1272. So maybe you do move up to like 27 cents before you actually get a sizable correction. Man. Before you get a sizable correction down. But the 1 hour time frame, to me, if we're looking at this, it actually does look a little bit more bearish, honestly. It does actually look a little bit more bearish. The 2 hour looks bullish to some degree, so as long as it closes green, right, or as long as you keep moving up, it'll be bullish. But if you start closing below these prices, then it'll flip bearish. I wouldn't be surprised if you came down, but it does look kind of nice right here. Overall, you have broken out of this uptrend here, higher lows, higher highs. You've broken out of that uptrend, so maybe you're just back testing and then you're going to continue to go down. Hidden bearish divergence where you get lower lows in the RSI but higher lows in the price. Oh, actually, you do have lower lows in the price. Never mind. No, yeah, you do. You have higher lows in the price. Those bounces are not that significant. So here might be your insignificant bounce and then you continue to run, or maybe you go up here and then you continue to run down. I feel confident in calling for a 21.4 cent price target, okay, personally. 4 hour time frame also looks pretty bullish overall, honestly, very, very bullish. But if we're looking at this for what it is, if we're being honest with ourselves, we are breaking out of this uptrend. So that's never a good sign. It's not like terrible, right? But lower highs here, bearish divergence. Yeah, you're probably going to go, where is this? That's all the way down at 20 cents. 20 cents. I mean, man, I don't know. Maybe we get a crazy, wicked, volatile day where you just wick all the way down there and then close above. I really have a hard time seeing you close below this, but if you do close below it again, it's not a problem. Maybe you do just, in fact, come all the way down here, and this is the area that you find support at, is prior resistance here, prior resistance here, prior resistance here, instead of this area showing significance. Maybe it's just down there, right at 20 cents. Nice psychological level for support right there at 20 cents. Let's see if that agrees with any kind of fibs here from a low to a high. Low right here to a high right here. I mean, if anything, it just keeps going down. 19.6 cents seems like an area that we'd go to. I would say confidently at this point, I believe we don't go below 19 cents. It wouldn't surprise me if and when you do get below 21.7 cents, if it was some crazy wick and then you just came all the way back up in the same day. But again, if we do close down here, I would expect that we still revert. We probably come back up. We revert back to the upside in a very short amount of time. But looking at this now for what it is, genuinely, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw 19.6 to 19 cents for a low. And if not there, at least 21.7 cents. You're at 23.4 cents now. So lower to go nonetheless. The shorter term time frames agree. Even if they call for a slight move up right now, I think they all agree with lower prices. So over the days to come, probably not by the end of this week, but or I should say by the end, maybe by the end of this week, we'll have a resolution to the downside. But going into next week, we should be moving up higher again and seeing new all-time highs, or at least new relative highs for stellar lumens, new all-time highs for Bitcoin. I don't have anything else that I want to say. I think I've said everything I need to say. So with that, I'll probably end the video there. Let's look at the ribbons. We can look at the ribbons real quick. Look at the shiny ribbons. You just got a daily cross. That's very bullish. Typically, you do pull back after a cross, though. I mean, if we look here, you got a bullish cross here, and you pulled back, right? Bearish cross here, you actually pulled up into it. Bearish cross here, and you were all the way down here. You actually pulled back, but I don't know if I would count that. That might be a cheap trick right there. Here you had a bullish cross, and look, you actually pulled back into the cross there. You had a little bit of bearishness there as well. Bullish cross, pulling back into it. It happens. It happens. Bullish cross here, you didn't really pull back into it. I'm not saying it has to happen. Bearish cross here, you pulled back into it, right? It happens. So coming down a little bit, I wouldn't be too surprised, but overall that's a bullish thing, right? Even with the turbulence that's implied, you're still likely going to grow, right? I mean, the last time that we crossed this thing bullish, and not a false cross, but like a real cross, I mean, that was your move. So I think we have something of this magnitude to look forward to. Weekly time frame here, super bullish. That ribbon is awesome. That's a very bullish looking ribbon, you guys. Very, very good. What about the monthly time frame? Yeah, same thing. The monthly looks great. Bullish as hell. Look, you got the bullish cross here, and you pulled back into it, and now it's just a larger time frame, right? And now you're moving up. So that's great. You've got a lot of growth to go. You will see new all-time highs soon enough, and I think that by the end of August, we should be at the next target area, which, in my opinion, from a high to a low, should be something around anything from like $1.21 on the low end to something that's just below $2 on the high end. I don't think that you'll get above $2, but that'll be sometime in August. That's what you have to look forward to. So I got nothing else for you there. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, all right? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.